for the buff who likes 'em tough. Scat City presents Budget Muscle. The Swinger 340, powered, styled, and priced for young bucks. Super Bee, another unbeatable buy for the buff. And Coronet RT, for way out performance and style at a price that's in. They're off. We'll catch up to them for some sage observations by drag champ Dick Landy, known to buffs from coast to coast as the Big Cigar. Dick's going to give us the scoop on our three impatient Dodges, starting with a Swinger 340.
And this is a hot start, you see. I get the word about our cars from the performance buffs at drag strips all over the country and in my clinics. They really dig the Swinger 340. For one thing, it's a two-door hardtop, not a coupe. And I don't know who picked the name for this chariot, but it's a real bell ringer. I mean, it's hip. They go for the racy-looking hood. You can bet your boots that any buyer under 30 is going to take the scat stripes. Performance buffs are hard on rubber, so the standard skins on the 340 are good news. Glass-belted E70 by 14s. Most young buyers are glad to pay a little more to get the white socks. The in thing now, raised white letters. Swinger gives them both options. They appreciate the finishing touches, too, like the standard bright exhaust tips. One of the 340's biggest appeals to savvy drivers is the heavy-duty torsionaire suspension, compared to the Dart torsionaire standard on other models. Swinger 340 adds a sway bar, extra beef in the torsion bars and shocks, and a sixth leaf in the rear suspension. The Swinger 340 standard instrument panel really turns them on. 4 on the floor with Hurst linkage is one option that has a lot of appeal. It's what I use in all my stockers. But the buyer who settles for the standard, fully synchro, 3 on the floor, can still rack up an impressive ET in the quarter mile. Our optional torque flight has a rep for being the hottest automatic going. So a lot of 340 buyers will take this route to get an edge on the other guy. As for the 340 mill, it's known as a giant killer. Officially, it puts out a maximum of 275 horses at 5,000 RPM. But the NHRA Hot Rod Association rates it at 310 for sanctioned events. Now, there are a lot of gears in a modern automobile, all kinds, all shapes, all sizes. But when a performance buff asks, what gears can I get, he means axle ratios. Swinger 340 has a standard ratio of 3.23 to 1, with conventional or sure grip rear ends. A 355 to 1 and a 391 to 1 are available at extra cost with sure grip. Stopping ability, of course, is something else the buffs like to check out, and the 70 Swinger 340 comes with front disc brakes standard. That's a clincher for any discussion on stopping power. Now let's go where I'm more at home.
Yeah, Dick should feel at home at Irwindale and on every major drag strip in the country. He's run 'em all, and now he's going to give some pointers to Rudy Schmuck, who's driving a 1970 Swinger 340. Rudy is president of the Pomona Dodge Scat Pack Club. He'll get some expert coaching from Dick today, but first, let's see what he can run the quarter in before Landy gets into the act. Made it in 15:02 and was doing 118 through the traps. Well, that's a respectable showing. On the next few runs, Rudy will ride as observer, while Landy takes command and explains his hot shoe routine. It starts with anticipating the green light by a split second, rather than waiting for it to come on. The engine should be revving at about 2,000 when you let in the clutch, Landy explains. The idea is to keep full traction. Smoker starts like this are showing, but don't win races. The proper shift points come as the engine starts to flatten out after reaching the peak RPM in each gear. Now let's see if Landy can beat Rudy's ET. Well, I guess 14-2 with 2 in the car. Less than Rudy's solo time. Now let's see if Rudy can put his lessons to work. Looks like a perfect start. 14-9 and doing 120. That's moving. Now we'll move along to Coronet Super B. What kind of Dodge material goes for this one, Dick?
That's easy. The people who want to put their dough where the power is. Instead of buying some dude car that wears fancier trimming but takes a trimming on the track. Super B engine options light a fire in anybody who's looking for a competition machine. This 446 pack, for instance, is the biggest bargain in muscle they can get anywhere. And the really serious performance buff can even get the Super B with. The 426 Hemi, the same mill that's chalked up over 400 wins for me. Super B standard engine is a stormer too. The 4-jug 383 Magnum. With this engine, in the Super B Sport Coupe, a guy's initial investment is at the absolute minimum for the big engine, big car performance. Of course, when $62 more buys the hardtop, it's too tempting of a deal for most buyers to turn down. Another Super B appeal is its capacity for people and luggage. And they dig this new tape stripe too. Of course you can get the Super B with a regular B stripe or none at all. The Charger rally panel is a big brag point with Super B owners. A full synchro mesh heavy-duty 3-speed transmission is standard on the B for 70. It's smooth, rugged, and helps Super B hold its bargain price. Of course, the 4-speed with her shifter is available and torque flight. Yep. All things considered, you could call Super B the Super Buy of 1970. And for the performance buff who wants a Super Buy in the next bracket, Scat City comes on with Coronet RT in a raring-to-go ragtop or hustlin' hardtop. Costs a few more bills than the Super B, but will be worth the extra dough for all the extra features, which include the big hot 440 Magnum as standard mill, with 446 pack or Hemi optional. And along with a larger standard engine, you get a bigger capacity battery, 70 amp hours. Oh, I wouldn't, girlie.
Oh, go on, Sally. Touch both terminals with your pliers.
Live and learn. And every red-blooded man gets a kick out of owning a machine with a true high-performance suspension. Super B has it, of course, but the RT goes even further, adding the Hemi suspension handling package as standard. For easy sitting and smart styling, bucket seats with integrated head restraints, standard on the RT. So is torque flight, mounted either on the column or the extra cost console. If a guy prefers, he can get a 4-speed manual with her shifter as a no-cost option. And in the looks department, the RT gets a whole shot on competition with the interior appointments like these wood grain inserts. Simulated side scoops on the quarter panels, and the RT's special brand of B stripes as a take-or-leave option. And for 70, Scat City has outdone itself in the availability of performance option. Wild new packages like the Showboat, the Readout, the Cruncher, the Believer, and the Top Eliminator. And top of these packages, Scat City keeps bringing out new performance goodies all the time. Like this leather-covered tough wheel and a rear spoiler. And 2 more colors have been added to the optional high-impact colors for 70. Green Go and Panther Pink. How's about that?
All right. Hate to interrupt, Dick, but we need your strip act again because here goes Neil Mitchell in a 70 Super B. Mitch is vice president of the Dave Schenk Dodge Scat Pack Club. We'll time this run, then see if Dick can teach him how to get quicker. Gee, 1674 and only 109 miles per hour. Let's see what Dick Landy can do with Mitch riding as co-pilot. Well, they're off to a flying start. Some difference, 1442 and 117 miles per. Obviously, Mitch has the machinery. He just needs to develop the touch. And now, we'll check out Larry Luffman, president of the Dave Shank Scat Pack Club in this new Coronet RT. 13-8, 122. Obviously, Larry needs no coaching, which brings the moral of this story into clear focus. Professional champ, promising novices, amateur hot shoe. Scat City has a tough one for everyone.